You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome to the Real Men of Real Estate here on KCAA Radio. You can find us on your dial at 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, also on Roku and most podcast platforms. Today, I'm going to be speaking with Lisa Schaefer about her journey in real estate. She's tried a lot of things and been through it and is one of the best examples of people I know who's broken through all the barriers in this industry, sometimes twice, and has made a great success out of it. So I'm just super excited to hear. Thank you for coming. I'm really impressed by everything you've done, and I can't wait to explore it some more today. So welcome.
Thanks.
All right. I just want to help people get to know you a little bit. Can you tell us about yourself, kind of who you are?
Sure. I grew up in the Midwest, and I moved out to San Diego 5 years ago.
Okay.
I started, I was in corporate America for a long time after I graduated college. And when the recession hit the last time, I got laid off a bunch of times and realized that real estate was the way I was supposed to go. So I kind of took a leap of faith after the last layoff and jumped in feet first. And
wow.
I've only looked back once.
Well, that's not too bad.
No.
Wow.
Not too bad. Let's see. I have a son and two stepdaughters, so
cool.
I'm raising 3 kids. My fiance is a realtor, and I'm a business, a multiple business owner.
Okay.
That's who I am.
What are your businesses?
Okay, so I own my own wholesaling company. Where I have employees. So
what's wholesaling for some of our audience?
Oh, wholesaling, yeah. So wholesaling is basically facilitating the connection between a buyer and a seller on a property. So we source properties for investors, specifically for investors, off-market properties. We work with homeowners that are distressed. We work with inherited properties.
Okay.
Things like that, things that people just don't want to list on the MLS and go the normal traditional listing routes. We're there to help them.
Got it. So problem solver.
Problem solver, yes.
Okay.
Real estate therapist.
I can't believe I haven't heard that yet. That's great.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a therapist for the buyers. I'm a therapist for the sellers. I'm a therapist for my team.
Yeah.
Pretty much all that.
Business owner. Sums it up, right?
Pretty much.
If people only knew.
Oh my goodness, yes. We help so many people. It's crazy. Some people just have no idea what to do, and we're, the beacon of light that can help them really understand what they need to do in order to move forward from certain circumstances like foreclosure or death of a family member, that kind of thing.
Got it.
The second company we are just starting is an auction website for real estate.
Interesting.
So I have another partner who I'm helping him build out his business, and then he decided he wanted to start an auction site, so we're collaborating on that. So it should be launched by the end of the month. And
wow.
Yeah.
Right around the corner. Congratulations.
Right around the corner.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a crazy couple weeks, let me tell you. I'm a little tired.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Let's see. And then I also am a success coach for an investor mastermind. So
that's fantastic.
So I coach higher level investors, real estate investors, on how to scale and grow their business. That's pretty much what I do.
That's a lot. That is a lot. So I know it took a while to work into things like that, but I'm really kind of curious. What was the biggest influence that got you into real estate? Not the first thing that happened, or not, maybe something that was kind of a pinnacle decision in the process, but what was the reason, the thing that you can't turn back now?
Well, it's very addicting. Let me tell you, it's
Yeah, oh,
like a
yeah.
drug. Once you start it, it's like you're constantly thinking about it. Even when you don't want to think about it, you're still thinking about it. When you go on vacation, you're looking at real estate.
Oh
You can't
boy.
even, you look at houses everywhere you go, or you look at properties and think of all the cool things that you can do with that property. So,
Wow.
it's definitely an obsession, if you
Okay.
will. But the thing that really got me into real estate in the first place was when I had my first job out of college. I had actually split up with my boyfriend at the time, and I needed to find a place to live. So
Okay.
um, I wanted to buy a house because I had my first big girl job, and I could afford all this stuff. And when you're, growing up, they always tell you that, buy a house and
Yeah.
invest your money, save your pennies,
Hmm.
whatever.
I did the
So
same thing.
yeah.
Exactly.
So I did, I had a nice, just graduated from college salary, so I couldn't afford a whole lot, and the market was going crazy. So I had to buy a house that needed work. And
Wow.
fortunately, my sister was also into real estate. She was a rehabber, her and her husband. So she helped me buy the property and fix it up. And during the process, I realized how much I loved that kind of thing.
Fascinating.
I loved rehabbing properties. I liked turning that property into something pretty because it was really ugly.
Sure. Oh
We
wow.
actually
No, that's
we
great. I
actually
love
took out a wall and everything.
went big first time. That's cool. I appreciate that a lot. I feel similarly. It's great to turn something around and fix it up and be proud of your
Yeah.
work. Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of what got me first hooked on it, and then from there it just grew on everything else that I did.
Was it kind of a right away sort of thing, or were you kind of went through this one and then maybe kept thinking about it, or how did? Because I mean, I know a lot of people listening are thinking, how can I do this, or people just go do this stuff. I don't have the knowledge, I don't have the money, I don't have the experience, right? But I think, and I don't actually know this story, so I kind of believe very much that you probably had some things to learn, some stuff to figure out. So
Oh gosh, yeah.
yeah,
Um,
so what came next? Like,
well, so I rehabbed the house and I lived in it, and I was working my job, got laid off,
mhm.
which was
Oh man.
devastating for me.
Mhm.
Because here I am. I just graduated school. I was really proud of
Right.
myself. I actually dropped out of high school and got my GED because I had my son really young.
Okay.
Um, so graduating college was a big deal, and getting my first corporate job was a big deal for me. It's kind of what I was raised with. And then when I got laid off the first time, I was devastated. Had no idea what I was going to do.
Wow.
Um,
That's really intense. Wow.
yeah, yeah, in your 20s, it's crazy. Um, and so, I started looking at other ways to make money. And my brother actually gave me the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, classic real estate investor book.
Yep, I remember when I read it myself. That changed everything.
Yeah, so I read that book, and I was still working. I had gotten another job, and I was working that job. And I read the book, and I was like, man, I want to be an entrepreneur. I don't want to be in my own job, and I don't want to be in somebody else's job now. With the risk of
Hmm.
losing it again. Because
Sure.
at that moment in time, I was actually in the process of getting laid off from my second job.
Oh man.
Yeah, so
Wow.
yeah, it was all within like a year and a half or something like that. But they
Uh-huh.
basically decided to stop funding the location that I worked at, and put all their money into their main location. So they shut down the facility.
Wow.
So here
What
I
do you
was,
do? I mean, just
yeah.
holy
So I got
crap.
another job.
Phew.
I got another job. And then I decided that I wanted to really learn real estate, and I was diving into it. And I figured that that was the only way that I was going to make money outside of my degree. I didn't know any better, I mean, I went to school, I got my degree, I did all these things. I had no idea that you could really make it big in real estate without having education or
Hmm.
without a job. So
Right.
I went and searched for a company that I could work for. So I found a company, and they were actually working on short sales at the time. And so I ended up being an account manager for them part time while I worked my full time job. I worked on short sales, managing the short sales, and it was really difficult trying to wrangle agents because your
Okay.
property
Yeah.
has to be listed. And
Hmm.
so there was a lot of people in the mix, and I wanted to eliminate some of the people so that way I could facilitate getting the process done more smoothly. So I got my license. So I got
Got
my
it.
real estate license, and I was working short sales. And the whole first year I worked, I didn't get any of them done. I had 15 that I was working on, and
Oh
not a single
wow.
one was accepted by the bank. They were just the the price points were too different. Banks thought it was way up here, people
You're
thought
right.
it was down here,
Yeah.
and it just,
I remember those days. Yep.
yeah.
It was
So it just
brutal.
didn't work. Yeah.
Wow.
So that was kind of my first effort in real estate. It wasn't that great. I made a $100 gift card from one of the clients that I was working for. Because he felt bad because I was working so hard on his thing.
Oh
so,
my gosh.
yeah.
God.
Then I decided that that job wasn't for me because I wasn't going to make any money if I stayed with them.
Yeah.
I went to learn other ways to do real estate, and that's when I came upon the investor association and just kind of took off from there.
Okay, and that was while you're still in Minnesota. That was the MNRIA.
Yep, and
Okay.
working my job and all that
Yep.
stuff. Yep. So that was really fun. But then once I joined that, I mean, it was like, it was like a catapult, really. You learn, you go in there, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just need to figure this out. Maybe somebody will show me. And then I found the person to show me, and it just shot me up like crazy. And we did a bunch of deals.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible. So found the community and got the education.
Exactly.
Right. That's key. That's key. I'm sure we'll talk more about that later.
We will.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, I know a little bit about your story and how you got here to San Diego and whatnot, but that's really intense. So thank you for sharing. Very cool. I'm sure that a lot of people listening are gonna hear something in them where they can say, okay, if she can do it, I can do this, and
Absolutely.
that's really powerful. So, all right. Well, dang. So, at what point in that journey, did you come out to the San Diego area?
I was, let's see, that was 2007, and I moved out here 5 years ago, so that was 2017. So I was 10 years in when I moved out here.
All right. Well, that's a good place to put a bookmark. But
yeah.
Dang. Well, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about kind of how you started your business, where it's gone, and all that stuff. So, folks, stay tuned. And we'll be back here after a couple of quick commercials on the Real Men of Real Estate at KCAA Radio.
The toughest part in the lending process is patience. Like I tell all my clients, once you get those keys in hand, it'll all be worth it.
Everything that they said they were going to do, they did. I saved so much money working with First Lending Solutions. I love my new house. I couldn't be happier.
So reach out to me at First Lending Solutions so I can help you get started.
You can contact Defina Miller with First Lending Solutions at 951-973-0123, definamillermortgage.com.
Are you a real estate investor looking for a new opportunity in one of the top tourist destinations in the world? Look no further. Welcome to Punta Cana. Perla Bahia is a private resort-style community in Punta Cana that consists of modern condos, custom villas, and various commercial amenities. So if you're interested in learning more or joining us on one of our monthly investment tours, don't hesitate to contact me today at 909-494-2280.
Choose power today and help us create a cleaner planet. Over the past years, utility prices have rapidly increased. Power provides home energy solutions that would save money. Power is the world's first virtual solar company that aims to adopt sustainable energy worldwide. Our company delivers low-cost, clean, and reliable energy solutions. The solar investment allows you to become eligible for an income tax credit. The solar investment is a great way to provide long-term value. Power is the first solar company that reduces carbon footprint for a cleaner environment. Power is experienced and one of the fastest growing solar companies in the United States, which provide the best solutions according to your needs. Call today for your free solar consultation. Join us as one of our ambassadors and earn $1,000. Earn $1,000 when the installation is completed. Free sign up at www.power.com/marie.waite/ambassador. Feel good about what powers your life. Marie Waite, your solar consultant. 951-378-5316. Enjoy your life with solar.com.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Real Men of Real Estate here on KCAA Radio. I've had the incredible pleasure of talking with Elisa Schaefer about how she got into real estate and kind of how that went. It's a pretty great story. I'm really impressed by everything you've overcome So thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, that's a journey. So congrats. Um, you know, so I guess I'd like to talk a little bit more about your business. Maybe round one before you left the Midwest, and just how did you picked a strategy? What was it, and how'd you start to piece it together?
Sure. So when my first strategy was rehabbing, 100%. You know, I wanted to take houses and make them pretty again.
So just straight into flipping.
Straight into flipping.
All right.
I didn't really. That was kind of what I got into it for in the first place because I really enjoyed, doing my own house, and
Right.
I knew that was something that I really liked. And I wanted the big checks,
Right.
flipping and it's big checks. So that was definitely my strategy. I honed that one in. And so I actually partnered with a guy who's a good friend of mine now. His name is Mike. And he actually kind of took me under his wing.
Okay.
And really, I offered to work for him for free just so he would teach me. And so I would go over to his house every Wednesday and I would look at the MLS and scour for houses that we could potentially buy and rehab.
Okay.
He was rehabbing at the time too. So he kind of took me under his wing and, I started trying to find properties for him. And then once I started finding properties, we started making offers together. He kind of coached me through the process of making offers. I had my real estate license at that point. So I was kind of like going back and forth between helping, other investors look for properties and helping myself find properties. And, I was trying to get into listing properties for investors and, just trying to really hustle and make money.
Right. Right.
That's all I could really do. I didn't want to go back to having a job. Didn't want to have to worry about getting laid off and getting fired again. I had a job at the time, but that's why I was only able to go help him once a week. But then, after I would say, maybe 6 months or so of doing both, I was able to quit my job and just kind of do this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's fast.
Well, I had I had an escalation clause, if you will. I had an accelerator. I had a person who was very knowledgeable, and I was working with him, and we were able to, he was able to teach me all the things that I needed to know, and he was there to help me and back me up, and
yeah.
So
that's incredible.
We bought our first little house. It was a 1.5-story house that needed a full cosmetic rehab, and we found a general contractor and ran them through the house, got the numbers, then we got a hard money loan, and we had a private investor put up the down payment, so we didn't have any money of our own in the deal, and
right.
Went through and managed the general contractor, got the house turned and sold it and made a nice little profit.
That's incredible. I mean, the process doesn't sound that hard, but there's a few things to it, huh?
Well, it is, and it is hard and it's not hard, I mean, it's just a matter of really knowing the steps to take and following the steps. I mean, it's just a step-by-step process.
Right. Yeah. Having confidence that it's going to work out and don't second guess it. Yeah. Wow.
Knowing the numbers, I mean, you know what you need to buy it for, you know what it's going to cost to renovate, you add a little fudge factor in there. So in case something else comes up that's unforeseen when you're walking through with a general contractor, and, knowing what your selling costs and holding costs are going to be, and then knowing what it's going to sell for on the back end, or having a good idea at least.
Sure.
So it's all about knowing the numbers, and anybody can do that.
Yeah. So at that point, were you honing in on a single strategy? You sound like you were trying a bunch of different things there, but now at that point you became a flipper.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely a flipper. I was learning, there's a million things in real estate to learn, and
absolutely, yeah.
But I was always taught to focus on one strategy first and get really good at it. So that's what I was doing, and rehabbing was really what I wanted to do. So I honed in on that hardcore, and that's what I was going after, is flipping houses and making big checks, flipping houses, making big checks.
Got it. Wow. All right.
Yeah.
So then you decided you were going to punch out of the Midwest, come hang out in San Diego, and
well, I did lots of other things in the
Oh, did you? Oh, really? Oh, what else happened? Okay.
Oh man,
fill us in.
Let's see. After rehabbing, I figured I could, own some properties. So I purchased single family homes to rent. I also purchased a 12-unit apartment building with a couple of partners.
Awesome.
I also purchased a commercial building and a bar, which was a really bad idea.
Oh no.
But you know,
Oh no.
but it happens. You know, I actually worked on. I decided to go from rehabbing to new construction, which was also a mistake.
Really? I'm surprised at that.
Yeah,
Can you?
I was not educated on new construction enough at
I see.
all, and I trusted the wrong people.
Okay.
So, you know, you trust somebody that you think knows what they're doing and you have no idea what you're doing.
Right.
All you have limited knowledge. And rehabbing and new construction are completely different beasts. So, let's see, I've subdivided land and sold off the parcels. I've worked on a new construction parcel, like land development project. We're going to build out 12 townhouses on a lot. So there's been lots of things. I also wholesaled too and was a real estate agent, real estate broker, managed agents, you know, so.
Oh my gosh.
I played around in just about every arena of real estate there possibly is.
Wow.
I landed on sailing.
All right. So that's how you got out. So that's what happened when you got out here. Do you still happen to own any of the properties that you owned before your move?
So now I don't. I sold them all off before I moved.
Gotcha. All right. So kind of come to Southern California and start over.
Fresh start.
Wow. That is pretty exciting.
Yeah, I closed out my last rehab and took that money and stuck it in my pocket and moved out here to try and build out my life out here.
Okay. So you got out here and it was kind of that's a restart. Like you're going to have to start a new business.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that flipping business doesn't move with you.
Nope.
Holy smokes. All right. So I'm sure that was exciting. Were you trying to do the same thing? How did it, what did you try to do when you got here? What was the process?
Well, when you go through seminars and you go through courses and you talk to mentors and you talk to all these people that are in every other part of the country, they're like, oh, this stuff works everywhere. It's the same everywhere. It's just, adding another zero or
right. But it's really not.
Everything, yeah, exactly. Everything is the same. You can take your strategies that you're working on back there and bring them out here. And that's true to a point. But California is a super different beast. The people out here are much different to speak to. You have to have a different caliber of knowledge in real estate to really communicate with them well. They can sense, people who don't really know anything about the market, and it's like lead in the water.
Wow.
But I came out here and I thought I was going to wholesale out here, and so I took my little nest egg of money and started working on that. I ended up catching up with some guys who were doing some land flipping outside of California to make a little bit of extra money. But I blew my money on marketing, and I was only able to close a couple of deals out here that I found on the MLS. So
wow.
It was really tough. I actually ended up having to get a job for a little while just to support my life.
Oh man, not again.
That's what I
You've
said,
done a lot of getting jobs along this way. Jeez.
Well, the rags to riches stories are awesome, and they're rags to riches, but
it's almost never that way.
Things happen in life, stuff happens and things have to be adjusted, and sometimes things work and sometimes they don't. And, when I moved out here and I spent all my money, I'm not going to go, live on the streets and
no, of course not.
So I have to support myself while I'm trying to figure it out. And it's all about figuring it out. I've gotten there now, but before it was a challenge for sure. It was definitely not the same.
Wow. Okay. So start over, and now you're back at it with the wholesaling business and starting the auction site. So you made it like twice.
Well, yeah. I always knew I would. I never lost faith in myself and my ability to do these things. However, there were some moments where I felt like a real failure. Feeling like a failure is real. I did all these things, and then all of a sudden, now I can't do it, and I'm not making money like I was before, and now I'm having to go find a job. You know how devastating that is to a person when you've been an entrepreneur for 10 years?
Gosh, no, I honestly don't. It sounds really intense. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to imagine that. It's wow.
Very demoralizing, but I'm very persistent and I'm very resilient. So
I've learned that. Yeah, I've learned that. No, it's incredible how you go at things. Wow.
Yeah.
That's something. So at this point, how long have you been back full blown entrepreneur now?
It's been about a year and a half now.
About a year and a half. All right. So it's working. You feel like you got that. It's kind of it's doing a thing.
It's doing its thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And your team is growing. So what are you up to?
Well, I learned how to put a team together the right way. I
Uh-huh.
hired, and it was definitely fun and a new experience. But now I built a team of remote workers, and we are, we're humming along. I've got quite a few actually.
Oh yeah.
For
Okay.
different parts of my business, and so the goal is to fire myself from my own company and have it run itself and just pay me money.
That's really cool. So
Yeah.
at some point you're going to hire that operations manager and you come in as the kind of the inspector and
I already have an operations
oh yeah.
manager. I'm
Okay.
just grooming them
You're
to.
grooming them. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you're close.
Yeah.
That is super cool. Very remarkable.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's just about time for another one of those pesky commercial breaks, but that's an incredible story. Thank you so much for sharing. I know it's a lot of personal information, so
No problem.
yeah. So folks listening today, take note of what you're hearing, and you can do this too. There's a lot of resources in town, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So
Absolutely.
when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about kind of the market, how it's been changing, how that's influenced business over the last 6 to 12 months. So thanks for listening to The Real Men of Real Estate here on KCAA Radio. See you guys in a few minutes.
The toughest part in the lending process is patience. Like I tell all my clients, once you get those keys in hand, it'll all be worth it.
Everything that they said they were going to do, they did. I saved so much money working with First Lending Solutions. I love my new house. I couldn't be happier.
So reach out to me at First Lending Solutions so I can help you get started.
You can contact Defina Miller with First Lending Solutions at 951-973-0123, definamillermortgage.com.
Fire Up Connect is the most innovative business networking group, supporting and collaborating with a dozen of small businesses that are interested in building and establishing strong business connections, hosting educational live seminars while carrying out business and community-driven projects, as well as marketing programs as a part of its membership program. Fire Up Connect also offers virtual assistance with a wide range of services including inbound customer support, chat support, appointment setting and email management, graphic designing, video editing, web design and development, social media marketing, e-commerce solution, content writing and much more. For more information, head on over to www.fireupconnect.com. Fire Up Connect, helping success stories unfold every day.
Choose power today and help us create a cleaner planet. Over the past years, utility prices have rapidly increased. Power provides home energy solutions that would save money. Power is the world's first virtual solar company that aims to adopt sustainable energy worldwide. Our company delivers low-cost, clean, and reliable energy solutions. The solar investment allows you to become eligible for an income tax credit. The solar investment is a great way to provide long-term value. Power is the first solar company that reduces carbon footprint for a cleaner environment. Power is experienced and one of the fastest growing solar companies in the United States, which provide the best solutions according to your needs. Call today for your free solar consultation. Join us as one of our ambassadors and earn $1,000. Earn $1,000 when the installation is completed. Free sign up at www.power.com/marie.waite/ambassador. Feel good about what powers your life. Marie Waite, your solar consultant. 951-378-5316. Enjoy your life with solar.com.
Real Men of Real Estate.
Men of Real Estate radio show here on KCAA.
Boats, mortgages can be purchased.
All of us want to live in thriving communities.
Basically, go to the radio station, KCAA radio.com.
You can find us on your dial at 102.3 FM, 1050 AM, as well as 106.5 FM.
good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to KCAA Radio on 1050 AM, 106.5 FM. My name is Dan Reddig, and I'm hosting the Real Men of Real Estate today. My guest, Elisa Schaefer, has been giving us the genuine lowdown on what it takes to get into this business and how she fought through it. Absolutely incredible story. Thanks.
Yeah.
So, you know, you've been at this a year and a half now in San Diego, kind of your new business, and you've got your auction site business coming online, but this market's changing quick. There's a lot going on, and people don't necessarily understand how it's impacting their home sale. But I really want to know what it's like for you operating a business, maybe kind of in early days when we knew things were going to change, but they hadn't changed yet. Like, what were you seeing even before rates started to go up? How were people behaving? You know, what's it been like?
Well, you know, it's been like a pig in mud, you know, for everybody. They've just been, you know, going crazy with equity hikes and everything like that, with all the appreciation that's been happening. And so, you know, most people have jumped into real estate in the last couple of years and think that they, you know, are like, you know, King Midas, and everything they touch turns to gold, because everything did turn to gold.
Yeah,
every month it was raising. Money. Yeah, pretty much. But you know, when they did the first interest rate hike, that's really when the market kind of it took a pause, really, for the investment side of things. So, as investors, you know, my buyers, basically, as investors, we have to take a look at what we think the market is going to do. We watch the headlines, we watch, you know, interest rates, we watch, you know, home sales, all that stuff. And with the interest rate hike, now people, you know, there's less people that can afford to purchase the homes. So, you know, investors get scared and people get scared. And the general public who, you know, Sandy down the road that owns her house that has no idea anything about real estate markets is thinking, oh my gosh, I've got, you know, all these hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity now. I mean, I'm like making it rain over here, you know. but in reality, you know, if you didn't jump on the bandwagon when it was time to sell, when everything was, you know, hotter than hot, you know, now you're kind of stuck.
Now you don't have it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, now somebody who's gained $500,000 in income, or in equity, really now only has like $400,000 in equity. And with every interest rate hike, you know, your equity is going down, because, you know, interest rates dictate what the market is going to be able to bear. You know, people have to be able to afford these things. So from our end, investors are buying at a much lower price point than they were even 4 months ago, you know, before the interest rate hike. So, you know, in fact, their purchasing price has dropped about 15 to 20% over
smokes.
even like months ago. So, you know, us as a company tries to facilitate these kinds of things. You know, we have to adjust our numbers too. And sellers, people that own their homes, you know, just haven't quite figured that out yet.
Right. So it's a lot of really educating people and asking to maybe look around the neighborhood, check what's sold recently, and say, okay, so based on this information, now what do you think?
Right.
But that's such an emotional decision for a homeowner.
Absolutely.
Wow. I mean, how do you get through that?
Conversation.
Yeah.
That's where the real estate therapist comes in.
Yes, no kidding. Oh man.
Coin that term.
That's a good one. Yeah. I
mean, you know, I mean, if you look at San Diego in general, I mean, we're having price drops left and right. Houses are sitting on the market longer. You know, these are indicators that you can see that stuff's going on, and you know,
for sure,
it's not as hot of a market as it was before. So, you know, I'm seeing $100,000 price drops, $150,000 price drops. I'm seeing, you know, stuff sitting on the market where it would have flown off in 2 days, you know, or even less than 24 hours. Now it's like 22 days, 33 days, you know, the days on market's going up.
Right. And yet somehow the market out here is still thin somehow.
Well, people just aren't going to list, you know. I mean, there's a whole nother slew of factors that are causing that part too. So
of course, yeah.
So yeah, it makes it definitely challenging, but you know, we just pivot and adjust as needed. I mean, there are still people that need to sell, still people that are in hard situations, and you know, still people that we can help. So that's what we try to do.
So just keeping at it. All right.
And getting creative too, you know.
Okay.
A lot of seller financing now is going to be helpful.
Oh, really? Oh man,
Yeah,
that's been impossible for the last couple of years. I have not been able to get anywhere with that.
yeah, but it's coming back around. I mean, people have 2.75% interest rate loans, and if you can, get your hands on one of those or have a seller that's willing to carry that, I mean, that's really beneficial for you as an investor for sure.
Sure. Well, yeah, you can give them a better price. It's just a better deal all the way around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
And then they save themselves on taxes, which is really good for sellers.
All these tricky little things that happen under the hood of the deal, right?
Yeah, just have to deal with somebody that knows what they're doing.
Right. Yeah, no, that sounds like a lot of fun negotiating that, figuring out those solutions.
Yeah, for sure.
So at this point, then, are you having a harder time finding property to invest in, or was it kind of a shift and now you're picking back up? How's this shaking out?
So there was about a 2 month stagnation where just everything was kind of dead. It was hard to get anything going, and really just it slowed down significantly. The last month and a half, the rates of getting contracts has definitely gone up. There's more people that are jumping in and raising their hand and saying, "Hey, I need help."
Okay.
So it's picked back up. We've changed our strategy a little bit, just for a lot of different reasons, like regulations and just trying to reach people in a different way, and just a pivot.
So how do you do something in a unique manner without bothering folks so that they see your message?
Inbound marketing, 100%.
Yeah.
Online and direct mail for sure.
Yeah. So you're doing PPC now, the pay-per-click Google ads and stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna start tapping into YouTube too.
Oh, that's an exciting one. I've seen a couple of things going with that for some folks.
Yeah.
All right. I really would love to hear more about that one of these days. That's pretty neat. I love it.
We can talk about it offline.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's going to be exciting. That's a really different platform. Wow. All right.
Yeah. People like watching videos, so you might as well put yourself in front of where they're at.
Right. So now you're going to be a media mogul. Start your entertainment business.
Yep. Well, it's going to fall right in line with the coaching,
Yeah, there you go.
Got to be in front of people when you're coaching too, so might as well use what I do and put it out there in the world.
Absolutely. Oh,
I can help
that's really
anybody.
Awesome.
I'm down for it,
Very cool. So then at this point, interest rates are going to keep going up, it looks like, right? We don't have a cap on this yet.
Not yet.
At what point, can they go high enough? Is there a point where it really starts to truly impact your business's ability to function? Or do you think that there's enough flexibility in folks and houses and enough people who are going to need to sell anyways that you can still operate?
Oh yeah, we can still operate.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to adjust for what's going on. I mean, interest rates back in the late 70s or something was in
early 80s. Yeah, there's 17, 18, 19% for a little bit. Yeah.
So, I mean, and people still got real estate deals done. So it's just a matter of knowing, being in front of the right people who can, educate you on what you really need to know and how you need to operate and making investments as you go. You have to be flexible.
Oh, for sure.
Stuck in your ways. Otherwise, you will lose out.
So it sounds like if I'm going to way oversimplify your business, it really boils down to how can you provide the appropriate and best service to someone who needs to sell, right?
Yeah.
To educate them on what they need, to help them through a process so they can understand it and they know that they can learn that they can trust you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
That's kind of it. Yeah, almost boils down to like a marketing business.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. You have to be a resource. I mean, we're the experts, right? I mean, we're the ones that are in the real estate business, so we should be the experts, able to help people that are not experts or dealing with a house and they have no idea what they're doing. We should be able to be the ones that are there to provide the value for them, even if it's just educating them. Even if they don't do business with your company, you should still be able to help them,
Right. Yeah. No, that's admirable. And I think it's the right thing to do too. I try to do that when I can. And unfortunately, at that juncture, sometimes people have decided that I couldn't help them. They don't want to listen, but a lot of them call back. Yeah. They find out that other people maybe aren't in their best interests. Yeah.
I mean, I'm working with a guy right now who, his mother died 3 years ago and he had no idea that he needed to go through probate, but now the bank is trying to come after him for the mortgage and they're trying to take the house from him. And so he's in foreclosure too. So now he's trying to sell the house really quickly, but he doesn't even have the right to sell the house. So I'm working with him to try and help him through that process, so that way he doesn't lose out on the house that he has. You know, that
Yeah,
was
right.
inherited.
A lot of equity there that just could go away if he doesn't handle it right. Wow.
He had no idea that he needed to do that.
Wow. You know, that's really, really fascinating because literally last week, a good friend of mine out here called me for the exact same scenario. Inherited a house and didn't know and missed the first 2 payments already. So
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot that people don't know. I mean, if you're never exposed to it, how are you supposed to know?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, every time I turn around and I think I've gotten my hand firmly wrapped around this real estate investing thing, something else happens and I go, oh, okay. I guess I need a bigger network. I need another attorney. Someone to talk to who has good ideas, something. It's just crazy how it goes. Wow. Well, that's a lot going on right there. I'm super fascinated to see how you continue to pivot with it. And this thing has got a life of its own. You're really running.
Yeah, working on it.
Right. I'm sure it always feels like it's an interesting challenge. Something's going to change.
Absolutely. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. For folks who are listening and not watching the video, this is a lot of big smiles and enjoying the challenges. So, well, with that, we're going to take another commercial break here in a couple of minutes. So, stick with us. I'll be back with the Real Men of Real Estate and Elisa Schaefer, and we're going to talk a little bit more about what's next, how things go, where to find your network, and kind of getting off the ground for that first time when you're maybe not sure where to start. So find us on your dial, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and we'll see you back here in a couple of minutes.
The toughest part in the lending process is patience. Like I tell all my clients, once you get those keys in hand, it'll all be worth it.
Everything that they said they were going to do, they did. I saved so much money working with First Lending Solutions. I love my new house. I couldn't be happier.
So reach out to me at First Lending Solutions so I can help you get started.
You can contact Defina Miller with First Lending Solutions at 951-973-0123, definamillermortgage.com.
Fire Up Connect is the most innovative business networking group, supporting and collaborating with a dozen of small businesses that are interested in building and establishing strong business connections, hosting educational live seminars while carrying out business and community-driven projects, as well as marketing programs as a part of its membership program. Fire Up Connect also offers virtual assistance with a wide range of services including inbound customer support, chat support, appointment setting and email management, graphic designing, video editing, web design and development, social media marketing, e-commerce solution, content writing and much more. For more information, head on over to www.fireupconnect.com. Fire Up Connect, helping success stories unfold every day.
Choose power today and help us create a cleaner planet. Over the past years, utility prices have rapidly increased. Power provides home energy solutions that would save money. Power is the world's first virtual solar company that aims to adopt sustainable energy worldwide. Our company delivers low-cost, clean, and reliable energy solutions. The solar investment allows you to become eligible for an income tax credit. The solar investment is a great way to provide long-term value. Power is the first solar company that reduces carbon footprint for a cleaner environment. Power is experienced and one of the fastest growing solar companies in the United States, which provide the best solutions according to your needs. Call today for your free solar consultation. Join us as one of our ambassadors and earn $1,000. Earn $1,000 when the installation is completed. Free sign up at www.power.com/marie.waite/ambassador. Feel good about what powers your life. Marie Waite, your solar consultant. 951-378-5316. Enjoy your life with solar.com.
Real Men of Real Estate.
Men of Real Estate radio show here on KCAA.
Boats, mortgages can be purchased.
All of us want to live in thriving communities.
Basically, go to the radio station KCAA radio.com.
You can find us on your dial at 102.3 FM, 1050 AM, as well as 106.5 FM.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Real Men of Real Estate here on KCAA Radio. I've been talking with Elisa Schaefer for the last half hour about her business, how she got here, the market, all the crazy things that have gone on, and really just hope everyone's picking up on you can do this. It's totally possible. Everything's going to keep changing no matter what point you're at, no matter how solid or grounded something feels. It's what you do when something changes. So we'll talk a little bit more about maybe how to find a community and how to get a coach and things like that here, because I think that's maybe the most important thing there is to being successful here. So before we get into that though, what's next? Where do you want to go? You know, what does life look like kind of as your business matures and you continue to refine it?
Sure. So what's next? Continue to build out this business. Like I said, I want to fire myself in the business.
Yeah.
You know, I want to create a sellable business, and I want to be able to fire myself from it. You know, I want to be able to have a CEO that steps in and kind of handles things, and it's just, you know, I jump in to just manage the culture really. And then, you know, I'm looking at buying rental properties. I mean, I need to get back into building my portfolio. I'm
absolutely
in my 40s now, you know, so I have to have a nest egg for my family. So definitely looking at building a rental portfolio and then really honing in on my coaching.
Okay.
That's where my passion is. It's really where I want to be. It's why I built the business in the first place. So that way, you know, I had a strong foundation. I'm still in the real estate game and not coaching, you know, coaching stuff that I did 10 years ago. You know, I want to be that person that's actually doing things and being able to coach from my experience.
Right. Show people the underpinnings of your business and say this right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's great.
So, you know, I'm just getting my start with that, which has been a long time coming because I've been doing it for free for most of my career. So,
oh, wow.
So I'm ready to start getting paid for it, I think.
It's time. You deserve it. 100%.
I have a lot to offer. You know, I've been through, I can't even tell you how many things. I've been through all kinds of things, and a lot of bad things, a lot of good things, and everything in between. So I have a lot of experience and wealth of knowledge to share.
That's awesome. That's exciting. I mean, of all the stuff we've talked about that really fascinates me, that the give back, the build the community is easily the best. I love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, that's the way I feel successful, right? If I can help somebody, you know, that's just starting out, or if I can help somebody that's trying to come up and, you know, be where I, you know, even from where I am, that is a successful life for me. So my goal.
Yeah, no, you know what that measure is. That's something really important. You know, folks, if you're trying to do things like this, like knowing what you really want will really help you get there. Without that, you're going to flounder a little more.
Yeah.
Or like me, a lot more.
And it can't be about the money, you know. Money is money will come, and you know, money is very important, and we love it. But you know, it's not. It's about something that's deeper.
Yeah. Oh,
otherwise, you're going to get burnt out, and you're going to want to quit. Let me tell you, I've done it. Wanted to do it like 10 times.
Oh no! Oh man. Well, so if people are looking for something, you know, where do they get their start? How does it work?
Sure. Well, I mean, realistically, the first thing that you should do before you learn any kind of real estate strategy is really figure out what you want your life to look like. I mean, that's first and foremost, honestly, because what you need to do is build your business around, or build your investing strategy around what you want your lifestyle to be. You know, if you want to be in the business, working on the business all day long, every day, you know, like a job, and you know, you really want to hustle and do all these things, you know, you can find a real estate path that will allow you to do that. But if you want to just sit back and let the checks come in, you know, that's a totally different investing model. So really getting clear and intentional on what you want your vision for your life to look like is step number one.
Okay. So I mean, just on that example you gave, like that's two wildly different skill sets, like operating the business as a job, right, where you're in it, versus knowing how to hire, manage, and step back. Like that's a completely different skill set, not even real estate, even slightly.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, that's really the first step. I mean, if you want to just back and collect checks, then, you know, you might want to look at being a landlord.
Right.
You know, and hiring a property manager, because then the property manager deals with all the stress and headache, and you collect checks.
Right.
You know, and if you want to be active in real estate, then you can pursue other options that are more active, like rehabbing or wholesaling or being an agent or you know, any of those things.
Got it.
So really defining what you want your life to look like and setting yourself up for success in that way is definitely what my recommendation would be for step one. And then step two is to pick a strategy that fulfills that and really kind of hone in on that. And if you can't, if you don't really know what strategies are out there, find a local RIA and just go, just go. The first meeting is always free,
Okay, so what is a RIA for our listeners?
Oh, sorry. It's a Real Estate Investor Association. So some of them out there are for profit, some of them are nonprofits, but they provide education and, different strategies and people in the industry, great networking. You can learn a lot from going to one of the meetings for sure.
Absolutely. And I'm just going to point out real quick that you have just recently joined the board of directors for the San Diego Creative Investors Association. That's our RIA here in town. So welcome. Thank you. It's honestly a really genuine honor to have you. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Yeah, we got a lot we can do.
It's so much fun. But yeah, that's where I learned how to do everything that I know how to do is through a RIA. So, and it's very, very affordable to be a member. So there's no reason why you shouldn't. Otherwise, the other options are to go find people who are doing it and get mentorship from them, either by bringing them deals and having them work with them, or just asking if you can pay them to teach you, basically.
Yeah, mentorship is key. No matter where you get it, no matter how you find it.
Exactly, education.
Okay. Well, definitely. You can find our Real Estate Investment Association at sdcia.com. How can people find you?
Oh man, I'm on Instagram, and my handle is Build Your Beautiful Self.
Fantastic.
You can find me on there. You can find me on Facebook. You can go to our website, pereinc.com.
pereinc.com.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Contact us there. Or you can come to the local association meeting and see me there. I also
Absolutely.
The out-of-state investing class last Saturday of the month, so you can come and chat with me there too.
That's coming up. That's this weekend, I believe. Is it?
Is it? I thought it was.
Is it this weekend or next weekend?
I think it's next weekend.
It is next. Yeah. So last Saturday of September. Lisa will be teaching. September. Yeah. So, and the second Tuesday of every month is our main meeting. So come see us, learn more about what's going on. Build your network and get the education. So with that, we've got to sign off. So thanks for being here. This is super fascinating. I really love hearing everything about how you've succeeded in this business.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you next month.
Go ahead and say it. We're all ears. KCAA.